Breaking news, fillers are aging you. What was once a beauty tweak meant making all of the girlies feel so much more confident, like an Instagram filter in real life, has now completely backfired. Instead of looking ageless and plump, the 20-year-olds are out here getting mistaken for 45-year-olds with 2 stepchildren and a Porsche. Honestly, doesn't sound too bad to me. And now every celebrity and social media baddie is literally getting all of their fillers dissolved. What was once a come and top up my lip filler with me TikTok has now turned into a come and get my filler dissolved with me TikTok. What is happening? I never thought I'd see the day, but baby, I am so happy we're here.
I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, but your lip filler is making you look old. And if you don't believe me, just go look at the trend of people dissolving their lip filler right now.
I'm not ready.
Look up Anna Paul.
I'm not ready.
Look up Avery Woods. Look up Emily Kaiser before she had lip filler. They look 10 years younger once they get it dissolved. I'm astounded.
And say it for the girlies in the back. Say it for those who really need to hear it once more. I literally thought Avery Woods was close to 40. She's 29. Social media influencers like Avery Woods and Anna Paul are getting their lip fillers and fillers in general dissolved, and it is making them look astonishingly young. Like 10 years younger. And need I say, more human. Because the truth is, these fillers are just not doing anybody any favors.
I'm going back to natural today because this is what I look like naturally. Oh, that's not it. That's me at 19. That's me at 20. Okay. This is me naturally. My lips, natural, and my hair color, natural, right? My hair's naturally a light brown and my lips are tiny. So I'm getting my lip filler removed and I'm gonna get the color out of my hair.
No, I have to see. No, I have to see the end result.
This is what I look like naturally. This is what I look like when I was 14, like the smile. I can't believe I didn't do this earlier. I feel so good. I looked at myself in the mirror sometimes and I thought something's off. It's because I altered my face, obviously.
Okay, no, like that, the tea is that she looks damn good. These are the comments. Respectfully, this is absolutely your best look. It makes you look so youthful, it's insane. Influencing correctly, oh my god, you look so young. Who wouldn't want comments like that? Now, Kylie Jenner is also somebody who has completely dissolved all of the filler out of her face, only to get a facelift a few short months later. And what was the reason? In order to look younger. All the claims, Kylie looks like she could be my mom, Kylie looks like she's 35, Kylie Jenner has pillow face, Kylie Jenner looks really old. That meme where Kylie Jenner literally looks like she could be Kendall's mom because they're sitting next to each other, it's all because of the fillers. Fillers were never created in order to shape a brand new face on top of the gorgeous face you already have. They were used to just enhance your natural features. The filler era has almost been 10 years in the making, and at this point, I feel like we are witnessing a very integral pillar of the beauty standard fall, and I'm so happy to be alive to witness it. Everybody, let's just buckle up because today we're taking a very long journey to find out why fillers are making you look so old. Maybe it's time to get them dissolved once and for all. At this point, we have seen so many celebrities, so many social media icons filling, overfilling, and then completely dissolving all of the dermal fillers in their face. They've gone through this life cycle with fillers, something that we've watched from afar, seeing people be so obsessed, pining over these weird fillers to make their lips look like guppy lips. They've gone through the life cycle of fillers. If you're new here and you've never seen one of my previous filler videos, then I'm gonna catch you up to speed. Dermal fillers, most commonly known as just facial fillers or fillers for short, are little injections that you can get to smooth and plump up wrinkles on your face. They can add volume and you can place them literally anywhere in your body, even your butt, but people have died from it. They're most commonly used to plump up the lips, reshape the nose, and even like contour your jaw. Literally, the world is your oyster. You can do anything with fillers. And don't get it twisted, people, they do anything with fillers. The first known dermal filler was first introduced by a German surgeon by the name of Franz Nuber back in the 1890s. He would use fat from the patient's body to fill in facial defects, and this was the first time that a substance other than the patient's own tissue was actually used for cosmetic purposes. Later, paraffin was used as filler, and then in the 1940s, injectable refined silicone was used as fillers. Thank God we've made some real medical advancements since then. Clearly, these fillers can be made up of so many different types of substances, but here in the 21st century, most girlies are using non-permanent hyaluronic acid fillers. Now, hyaluronic acid is a substance that is naturally found within the body, so many nurse injectors and people believe that hyaluronic acid filler would just dissolve over time. But after many years of research, people are actually finding out that this filler can last years, up to 10 years in the body, because it never actually dissolves and it fragments all within your face.
I think your facial filler might be permanent. There's more emerging data that these fillers don't actually dissolve after 6 to 12 months. This woman got an MRI of her face and it showed over 40 milliliters of filler. She had not gotten any filler in the past 4 years. Look closely at this MRI. You can see all the filler, which is in orange. You can see it's mostly underneath the eyes, around the cheeks, and near the chin. And she's not the only one. This study looked at 33 people who had injections with hyaluronic acid filler. At 2 years, all of them had evidence of the filler still remaining.
100%?
But at least one of them had filler still there at 15 years. These are example MRIs showing how the filler has stuck around a lot longer than anyone expected. Millions of people are getting repeat injections, and I think it's important that people are aware that a lot of these fillers might not actually be dissolving like they are advertised to.
Yeah, so that's kind of insane. People were going ahead and getting fillers thinking that these were something that just casually dissolved. It was nothing that you needed to worry about. And every 6 to 12 months, you needed to get more because it would just disappear. The fact that there's all that built up filler sitting under the skin, and my God, the health concerns that you could have. Fillers lasting in your face for 8+ years can actually lead to a lot of health conditions and health problems in the future, such as issues with your lymphatic system draining properly, which can actually lead to cancer. A lot of people don't understand the long-term effects, and a lot of nurse injectors who provide these said fillers also don't know these things because these are discoveries that are consistently happening. That's one of the main reasons why I would never get fillers, or especially a facelift, because I would be so worried if anything was to happen to me after the procedure or even during the surgery. With any medical procedure, there's always risk. But what happens if something goes wrong due to negligence? Who's there to protect you? What if you're in the operating room for a facelift and due to a slip up, a nurse accidentally damages a nerve in your face, leaving you with permanent facial weakness? Navigating the aftermath of a medical mishap can be extremely overwhelming. Traditional injury firms often make it harder with endless paperwork, time-consuming processes, and the headache of scheduling appointments. That's why it is so important to have somebody on your side who understands these challenges and makes the process as smooth and transparent as possible. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. As America's largest injury law firm, they have over 1,000 attorneys operating in all 50 states. And when you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't settle for lowball offers. They fight for every dollar you deserve. Just recently, they achieved some significant verdicts for their clients. $12 million in Florida, that is 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer. With Morgan & Morgan, there is no upfront cost, and the fee is absolutely free unless you win. And it only takes a few minutes to find out if you have a case. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's so easy to start your claim now. You can visit forthepeople.com/Lael in the description, or simply scan the QR code on the screen here with your phone's camera. Thank you so much to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video. Now, who is actually a good candidate to go and get facial filler? If so many girls like Kylie Jenner were out getting fillers in their face as young as in their teens, who is this actually good for? If it's meant to like fill wrinkles, what kind of wrinkles does she have? Well, considering that these fillers are marketed to people who want to fill the face, plump the face, kind of remove some of those fine lines, wouldn't you think that these would be reserved for women maybe around late 40s, early 50s? Due to fillers' widespread popularity and the way that social media has promoted the filtered appearances, Facetune, and celebrities just openly sharing their experience with fillers, in the US alone, non-surgical cosmetic procedures have increased by over 200% in the past 2 decades. This is absolutely crazy. The subtle promotion of these dermal fillers is allowing younger and younger people to feel comfortable about getting fillers put into their face, even though they have no idea anything about the long-term side effects.
Can somebody please explain to me why this generation of 30 to 40-year-olds look like they're in their 20s and the 20-year-olds look like they're in their early 40s.
Okay, as a dermatologist in my 30s, who's a millennial and treats faces every single day, this is my hot take as to why I think that Gen Z may be aging like milk instead of fine wine. Number one, too much filler, too much Botox, way too soon. When I tell you the number of patients that I see in clinic, like in their teens, in their early 20s, that want to have lip filler, they want to have Botox, they want to have cheek filler, they want to have chin filler, like it is actually insane. And the problem with doing that is that you will end up actually looking way older than your years. And that brings me on to the next topic. Your injector matters. If you're going on to Groupon to get yourself just like this amazing deal, you're paying like a few £100s to get your whole face done. I mean, come on, what are you expecting the results to look like?
When I look back to when I was a teenager, I didn't even know what Botox was. And those were the early days of Instagram. So like, I kind of knew what was happening, but I didn't know about any of this, the way that young people understand the cosmetic industry today. The promotion of these fillers for people so much younger than just people in their 50s, but now girls even in their 20s going and getting lip filler. I remember getting my lashes done, and my lash tech told me that she had a client who was 16 who just got her lips done for the very first time, which was absolutely insane. But this is what has resulted to this cookie cutter Instagram face where it kind of became the death of natural beauty. There are consistent findings showing that younger and younger women are looking to get cosmetic procedures done, not only to keep up with the Joneses, but also to fight off bullying. Because if you don't have your lips done, you're not cool. And I'm talking teenagers, you guys. Like, the demographic for fillers is constantly changing, but to be a teenager, the rise of teenagers who want back to school surgery. Experts warn under 18s are desperate to look like their favorite celebs to escape bullying, but they are not emotionally ready for it. More than 66,000 teenagers had cosmetic plastic surgeries in 2016, including nose reshapings and breast augmentation. Experts say that the numbers will only continue to rise every year due to a mix of bullying and influence from celebrities and social media. It seems like over the past few years, you just cannot go on social media without seeing somebody with unnaturally large lips going and getting their lip filler and sharing their experiences. It's not this taboo topic where nobody ever talks about it like it maybe used to be in the 80s or the 70s. This is something that people share all the time, and that widespread information makes younger and younger people go, I want to look like that too. Women at this point are even using Instagram filters to show plastic surgeons how they want to look, because they want to look like that filter in real life.
I knew that I wanted my nose fixed.
There's less guilt about undergoing procedures.
5 or 10 years ago, people might have brought in the picture of a magazine cover supermodel. Now they're bringing in a picture of themselves, but just in a slightly optimized way, where Facetune or a Snapchat filter will give them a millimeter more of a cheekbone projection or a fuller lip or a straighter nose. It represents a healthier version of body image.
Nobody is going to look like they have an Instagram sparkle filter on them all the time.
Families like the Kardashians and red carpet celebrities and even social media influencers were the ones who constantly were promoting this new filled look, because it really has been the new beauty standard of the past 10 years. I remember around this time 10 years ago feeling this sense of inadequacy because I just didn't look like all of these celebrities, and I certainly didn't look like Kylie Jenner. I honestly felt like I was a little too natural. I remember back in 2015 when Kylie started getting her lips done, and I could not believe how genuinely gorgeous I thought that she looked. I really wanted to get my lips done at that point, and thank goodness I never did. But Kylie stopped looking like this version of Kylie a very long time ago, because fillers are meant to truly enhance the beauty that you already have, not create a whole new face entirely. But then shortly after, she ended up having the not so gorgeous pillow face, which is just a byproduct of too much dermal filler. Like we said, if the filler never dissolves and you're told by your nurse injector to show up every 6 to 12 months to add more and to add more and to add more, pillow face is inevitable. Proof that when you overdo filler at a young age, it ages you. Her filler is distracting us from her beauty. Overfilling the face causes you to look masculine and square, losing that feminine taper. Versus her sister, who has been treated to look more refreshed and enhanced. She appears more youthful and not aged. She's kept the feminine taper and angles, while keeping her lips in balance. You eventually don't even realize how much filler has been packed into your face, and lo and behold, you look like you're 65 years old and your face is filled with filler when you're only 23. Did it really make sense to do all that filler so young? I don't know.
The reason why someone gets pillow face is not because they go to their injector saying, I want to look overfilled. We now know that filler lasts much longer than we initially thought. When someone gets filler for the first time and they look in the mirror, there's this overwhelming sense of confidence that comes over them. It's not because the filler has migrated or expanded over time. They want that boost in confidence again, and they're going back to their injector just too soon. Layering filler on top of filler just too soon, or doing too much of it, is what gives you pillow face.
The results are in. There you have it. People were literally beginning to go filler blind, and there's actually a scientific name for this known as facial overfilled syndrome. This is a complication that occurs when too many dermal fillers are injected into the face, resulting in an unnatural and distorted appearance. There is nobody that makes me think of filler blindness than this girl Anastasia.
Do you want to see what Anastasia previously looked like before any filler treatment's done? She's an extreme example of what can happen when too much filler is used in the wrong place.
It's insane.
You can see before she started her transformation that she has very natural and balanced looking features. I would be very surprised if she set out from the outset with the goal of wanting to take things to this level. She then would have gone to get treatment done for the first time, and individuals get so used to seeing their face in this way, they then want more.
Yeah.
More filler treatments lead to a further face shape change, and many of you would have seen someone with this appearance. This is classic of overfilling.
It's eggs. Those cheeks are eggs. So this is actually a form of body dysmorphia. We think that the pillow face girlies look a little bit unnatural and a little uncanny valley, but they truly think they're snatched. Take a look at this video of Molly May before she got all of her fillers dissolved.
We are back in the UK and it's a couple of weeks down the line. I tend to like to finish my vlogs like 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the line.
I can't even recognize her.
It's kind of hard to piece it all together. But yeah, I'm back in the UK now, and the trip was an absolute huge success. The PLT range has actually come out now and it's been out for a couple of weeks, and the reaction was absolutely incredible, and it sold out so quickly.
She looks like Quagmire. And this is the thing, is this like crazy square. Okay, I'm a little square. Relax. It's all thanks to my father. I actually cannot believe that this was real. Whoever sat and watched her get this much filler ain't a friend. Facts. It's actually crazy looking at that because she looks like an entirely new person, and that filler made a new face. That original picture of Kylie Jenner when she was a kid versus like her pillow face, that is a completely new person. But people do begin to hide behind these fillers, and it almost is a security blanket because you're fixing a lot of those little tiny micro insecurities every time you get filled up. So why wouldn't you want that feeling all the time? That little hit of dopamine, like, oh my God, I feel so good. You would go back every 6 months because you know how good it made you feel the first time. Now here's a video of Molly talking about how unhappy she was after getting those fillers dissolved.
There was a moment where I'd just done the cover for Cosmopolitan magazine, and it was a really big deal to me. I was so hugely happy that I'd landed the cover because it was a dream. It's huge. My mom used to buy me that magazine when I was younger, and it was I couldn't believe that I was going to be on the cover, but that was the first time I'd been pictured after I'd had all the filler removed, and I actually despised the picture so much that I cried about it for days. Yeah, because I didn't get approval of the image, and I sort of prayed. I was like, I really hope I like the image, and I absolutely hated it. And it went out, and it was fine, and everyone was telling me how amazing I looked, and it was kind of sad that after everyone sort of confirmed that they thought I looked nice, then I felt better. That's a bit sad, because I think I didn't until people started to say that, and I never really thought I was that girl. I always sort of thought I don't need people to tell me that I look nice, but I think then I did, because I was really vulnerable. Like, I just had all this filler removed. No one had really seen me like that. I looked really different. I did, and I think people noticed it.
She looked natural,
really
like a cutie.
Admired it because it was different. It was new. No one had really done that yet.
If you've ever seen people's face look like this, you're probably wondering, how did they get there? Most people don't actually go to their dermatologist or plastic surgeon or injector and ask for this look. People's faces become distorted slowly over time. So a lot of injectors out there say, oh, you need to come in every 6 months or once a year to get your filler touch up. But in reality, filler actually lasts a lot longer than what's on the label. So over time, as you keep getting one syringe here or there, your facial features start to become distorted. And you don't realize it because you get used to what your filler face is looking like. And the reason why this looks so weird is because we continue to chase lines on our face. So it's normal to have hollowing under your eyes, to have nasolabial folds. So when we start to chase those lines is when our face really starts to develop those strange anatomical proportions. Lots of filler is out, natural looks are in.
The undetectable era. Never tried filler or Botox because I'm convinced that I'll look like this straight away. I'm honestly just scared that I won't know. Like, if I go and do any of that, I'm gonna lose that sense of like, oh yeah, no, like there's definitely something going on here. And I'm scared that I'm not gonna be able to tell the difference. And I'm gonna need to have a friend tell me like, you look so bad. And I can't handle that. My self-esteem can't take it.
Here we have another unfortunate example of the dreaded pillow face, aka overfilled syndrome. This happens from excessive use of facial fillers, creating a puffy, unnatural look. Key signs include chipmunk cheeks, loss of facial definition, squinted eyes, and an overall distorted facial appearance. To avoid this, injectors should use fillers conservatively, enhance natural features, and understand facial anatomy.
That's the whole point, is doing it little by little by little. Now, a lot of information has come out that this facial overfilled syndrome is more commonly found in older patients. Older people who have had multiple injections over time. So somebody who's maybe accumulated a ton of different filler treatments throughout the years. So typically older women would build up all of this filler over maybe decades, from the time that they're maybe in their late 30s or 40s into their 60s. But now people are getting filler so much younger, and they're getting overfilled so much younger. So they're getting that pillow face way before anybody else has ever gotten it, causing really young people to look really old. I also believe that we have a preconceived stigma about people that actually get Botox and filler, that when I was younger and I used to have my friend's mom pick me up from school, she had Botox, she had filler, she had plumped up lips, and I would associate that to be somebody who would maybe be 45 to 60 60s, somebody that could actually afford those injections, they would just be a typically older woman. At one point, older women and women of that age were the only people that could afford these types of treatments. But nowadays, we have Afterpay. I'm just kidding. Maybe the girlies are not paying for fillers later, but now fillers are promoted to a much wider demographic and people are doing literally anything and everything in order to get them. And now over time, especially with the social media era, it's just become far more attainable. Black market fillers are also having a surge in popularity as well, being able to buy syringes of filler on Amazon just because it's surge in popularity. So now that everyone and their mom has gotten fillers at this point, what is it about these fillers that is actually aging us? Well, it actually turns out that it can be for a few reasons. Well, of course, firstly, it's the association of what an overfilled person might actually look like, and we just assume that that could be an older woman. But it's also an art where you put fillers and what fillers in what places actually make you look like an older person.
Years, nearly 20 years, people have been trying to put filler into the face to fundamentally reinflate it. In fact, I remember there was this whole paradigm about, the face ages like it goes from a grape to a raisin. It's just a deflationary problem. So just pack it with a bunch of volume and you go back to being a grape. Well, that's not at all true. What ends up happening is, yes, we do lose volume in specific areas, but those are not the areas that people normally put filler in. And the areas that people normally put filler in to lift the face actually make us look older. And let me explain where those areas are. So people love to put it into the cheeks. Outer cheek here to kind of like try to remember we said the triangular effect is really youthful.
Not Nicole
it's youthful
Kidman.
To an extent. It's youthful because in youth, the jawline is narrow. And this area is relatively wider than the jawline. But with aging, this is all coming down. So now this is pretty long and wide and square. And by putting stuff out here, you're just making the cheeks look basically skeletonized. Right?
Another reason that fillers can make you look so much older is the loss of facial dynamics. There's something very youthful about an expressive appearance and a very expressive face. And when you're stuffed filled with filler, especially Botox, you literally cannot emote. It's very hard to move your face because you're packed full of a substance. When you imagine like a young kid or a teenager, you imagine somebody that laughs a lot, that plays a lot, that has a lot of different facial expressions, crying faces, and it's just youthful to have a lot of facial dynamics. Once Botox and filler are placed, especially in places where you emote, it really can drag your face down and you definitely start to associate somebody that can't move their face with an older person. We all remember from a few months ago, the video that you guys popped off of mine, which actually helped create this entire channel, is when Love Island UK had come out and everybody literally looked like they were 50 years old. They literally couldn't move anything on their faces except their mouths. Their face literally was frozen, kind of adding to why they look so old. There's something happening here. I don't understand. I'm 28 and I don't even have crow's feet. Now the crow's feet don't make sense there. Crow's feet at 20? Handsome Squidward era is gonna be mocked so hard in the future. Instagram face is going in history books. Is this Love Island Senior? Not to say that all those women don't look beautiful, but they certainly just don't look their age.
Now come on now.
When I first saw that, I thought they could all be my mom, but we're literally the same age. UK Love Island contestants at the age of 24. My mom at 45. Oh, she looks snatched. But see, she looks young. This person's mom looks like a kid. She's got like literally just normal thin lips, which I think thin lips are definitely very youthful. They remind me of a young person. She has just soft, smooth skin and she's able to move her face. Oh my gosh, how she look like she's 20. Drop the skincare routine, girly. How about this viral video of this girl named Shauna who is 22 but looks like she's 45 years old. 22-year-old TikToker sparks viral debate on injectable when viewers call her 45. I look older, but 45? We all remember this specific video.
Respectfully, you look like you're pushing 45. Stop getting filler or Botox, whatever you have. It looks so bad. 45?
While undergoing these cosmetic procedures is a personal choice, Deval G. he's a doctor, a celebrity board-certified dermatologist at Hansen Dermatology and Laser Surgeries, tells people that cosmetics, while a beautiful art, is also a slippery slope. It's an addiction. He explains that Botox and filler can offer temporary volume to various areas such as lips, cheeks, temples, under the eyes, or other parts of the face. They can also be diluted off-label to stimulate collagen in different body parts. When interested in these types of procedures, it's essential that you find someone who has your best interests at heart. Even then, we tend to lean towards people in their late 20s before initiating conversations around these sorts of procedures. For more extensive work, we always prefer a later age when the patient has ample time to consider whether they truly want it, as opposed to just following a trend. That is what's so crazy about watching somebody at 22 do something that it just felt like you wouldn't even consider that 20 years ago, being a 22-year-old going and getting a bunch of fillers put in your face. There's almost a part of me that feels like young women and people in their early 20s or late teens really need to take time to understand what's best for them and not just follow the beauty trend. You don't realize that in that moment you're so excited because you're about to change your face, you're about to go and get that lip filler you've always wanted. For that moment, you might really think that you're helping your self-esteem when there could be dire consequences later on down the road. Someone like Shauna, who's out here getting pounds of fillers in her face at 22, could have an issue with skin elasticity later down the line. When you start fillers for too young and you do them for too long to consistently try to keep up with that same look, your skin will stretch out over time to accommodate the mass of all of those fillers. If you ever went and got those fillers dissolved, a lot of times collagen is taken along in the filler dissolving process. Like, they remove the fillers, but they also remove the collagen, and that can leave you with just really wrinkly skin way too young. The fact that Kylie Jenner went and got a facelift at 27 because of the fact that she had fillers for probably over 10 years is crazy. Nobody should have any excess skin in their 20s. I don't understand. And it's to the point where people actually have to go and get another surgery to remove the excess skin.
I had them dissolved and instantly I could see that they were going down, and I had the small lips again, and obviously with that I'd lost full elasticity in my lips, so I had very wrinkly lips. So at that point I then had to go and have 0.5 put back in, which is what I've got now,
which looks, I mean, to me, I wouldn't know. I can see you've got lip gloss on and stuff, but do you feel better, or do you wish you'd never messed around with it in the first place?
This is the look I always wanted.
Right.
This is the look I wanted, and this is the look I thought I had.
Isn't that funny?
Until now, where I'm like, oh, okay, I only needed 0.5, but what I did need was a medically trained professional to do it. So I had them dissolved, but what I did need was a medically trained professional.
And doesn't she look beautiful? Like, she's got 0.5 in her lips and looks absolutely stunning. Like, this is how aesthetics is supposed to be done, not like this. Like, this has got to stop. This is now becoming like lip abuse. What are these practitioners doing? Now, while I'm not saying everyone in medical aesthetics is better, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is the training that these people are getting, whatever profession you're from, has to be so that you're looking at that person as an individual. Now, if you've got someone coming to you saying, I want 3 mils in my lips, I tell them where to go. I'm like, absolutely not. Not only is it going to distort your face, you're going to create a shadow on the top of your lip. You're going to be stretching back the fibers in the lips. So the long-term damage of this, we don't yet know.
Oh.
And also, you're going to look like an absolute moron.
Oh.
And they are a walking ad.
Work, girl. Keep it going. So women like Christina Aguilera and Kylie Jenner eventually decided to dissolve all of the fillers in their face and just opt for a full-on facelift, all in an attempt to look younger and to remove any excess skin. Now, I don't know if you would have needed that facelift had you not done so many fillers to begin with. Could you imagine if Kylie Jenner never got any fillers? What would she look like right now? One of the craziest things that I actually discovered while researching for this video and making this video is the fact that it's always people that are more natural or who've never gotten any fillers before that notice how much older the people with fillers actually look. And the nurse injectors, the ones that are making a profit off of injecting you with lots of filler and getting you to come back every 6 to 12 months, they don't think you look old at all. They think you look absolutely fantastic. If anything, they decided and they think that you just look so much better with the filler and the Botox. Botox and fillers age you. Oh, the after. Damn, she looks so much better, girly. Did anybody notice that she had like the aged filter on? Like she had, you know what I mean? Obviously she didn't just go and get injections. She put the aging filter on and then took it off because she looks so much younger with all of her Botox fillers. Now, I'm not sure if this video was meant to be a joke, but let's just see who made that video. Right, Injections by Erin. And let's just see who made this next TikTok.
So I want to show you the picture of myself that convinced me to get Botox. I don't like this photo, but I'm showing you to prove a point. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about how Botox and filler will age you and make you look old. This photo was taken 8 years ago, and I don't know about you, but I think I look significantly younger now than I did in this photo, and I was 23. I'm almost
and that one was made by Injector Brett. right? Because these girlies, this is their job. Promote the idea of filler and Botox right to you so that you come in and get your face done. They're selling you on their business. All of this aggressive marketing of all of these people that are doing these injections as their business, marketing preventative filler, preventative Botox, are just making younger and younger people feel as if they need to get something done that was never necessary in the first place. And this brings me to another big reason as to why fillers age you. Having an overall inexperienced or just a bad injector that never tells you no is absolutely one of the biggest ways that you could get pillow face. If they're not able to tell you, don't come in, you don't need any more filler, you've had enough, but they keep telling you to come back for more because they need to pay rent, it's definitely not the right person to be injecting into your face. Of course, there are many of these nurse injectors that talk about getting a little bit of Botox and a little bit of filler, and yeah, of course, they look great. Did that girl not look great? Sure, she did look a little bit younger than her previous picture, but in all honesty, in order to have that, it's just doing so little. Like that girl said, 0.5 mils of lip filler, the tiniest amount, which makes you wonder who the heck was pumping up Kylie's face for so many years and letting her walk around like that, letting her come in and pump up her face more and more with fillers just in order for her to look like 45 years old.
And this is really important because there's so many people that use way too much filler and it looks like Marge Simpson, and their lip is so heavy that it's covering their teeth. One sign of youth is to show teeth. So when you're doing such a heavy overfilled lip over your teeth, it's covering your teeth, which is not youthful. So I don't like a ton of filler in the lips. I like a little bit. I go to Dr. Dennis Gross in New York City or Dr. Jason Diamond in LA. Both are amazing, amazing doctors. And they have an eye, like the way they look at you is just like they're sculpting, and they see your face as an individual as opposed to, oh, I'm going to fill this person the same as I'm going to fill that person. Everyone has different face shapes.
At the end of the day, you need to go ahead and do whatever it is that makes you feel really happy and really confident. But I think something that we can absolutely take away from this entire situation about how fillers can age you so much is just don't do things based on beauty trends and make trend-driven decisions for what goes into your face. These are very big decisions that should take a lot of time, and you should definitely stew on them for, I would say, multiple years. If I was thinking of doing any sort of cosmetic treatment, I would stew on it for a really long time, and I would think about what is it that I actually need, not based on what Kylie Jenner's doing. Am I gonna go because facelifts are so incredibly popular right now, everybody's getting a brand new face? I'm not gonna do one at all. I don't know if I'll ever do one. Just because everybody's lips on Instagram are incredibly overfilled to the point that it's almost unhealthy, and we don't know what the long-term effects are gonna be like from those overfilled lips, doesn't mean that you need to do that too. You need to request treatments based on your unique anatomy, and I think doing everything based on what social media and trends are doing is what's allowing us to age so poorly and age like milk. And when you just do a little bit here, a little bit there, you actually end up looking like a better version of yourself. From all of the images that I've seen, I want to clear the air and say that I've never had anything done, never any Botox, never any filler. I can full on move my face. I just don't have any lines on my forehead. Blessed. But those subtle changes will always make you look so much more beautiful and so much better. All of these celebrities who have gotten these brand new facelifts and are stepping out like Lindsay Lohan and Christina Aguilera, not only have they completely dissolved that mass amount of filler that was in their face before, they've injected only the tiniest bit of filler after the facelift. So I mean, that's a good example of somebody that does look really amazing. And a lot of these women that I do show, they do look really amazing. But everything is in stride, and I don't ever want you guys to feel as if you need to do something because everybody else has done it. This entire idea of filler aging you, and me sitting back and watching Kylie Jenner go through the entire phase of filling, overfilling, dissolving, and then facelift has honestly just shown me and given me such a great perspective that you shouldn't do everything you see on social media. Back when I was 18, 19 years old and I saw her looking absolutely amazing, all I wanted was to go and get like a milliliter of filler up in my lips to go and look like her, to look like everybody else. And now sitting back, it's really allowing me to realize all of these things take time and they should be decisions that you stew on. Even something as simple as a little simple lip injection. It's not simple. It's permanent. It's forever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you can go ahead and click here to watch my original filler video to find out how fillers are absolutely ruining your face. Or you can go ahead and click here to find out why maybe you should think twice before getting a BBL because they're life-threatening. You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I only want the best for you. All of this is food for thought, and honestly, I kind of need to take my own advice, you know? Think about those things before you go ahead and get them. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.